Well, good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Bonne fête des mères. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers. This morning, uh, May 9th, 2021. Ce matin, le 9 mai 2021, the sermon will be delivered by Paula Sonoda, also known as Paula Duffy Sonoda. And we have also a young lady with her by the name of Lira Sonoda. So before we start, we have a song chosen especially by Paula, and she has chosen all the songs for this morning. So the first one is Country Roads.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to the water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country road, take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. I hear her voice in the morning light, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling like I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, country road, take me home, country roads, take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road, take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home on a country road, take me home down a country road. Won't you take me home down a country road?
Well, beautiful. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful selection. I'd like to ask Francois Lacroix to unmute himself and say the opening prayer.
Okay, please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Mom, Dad, parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, good morning. Thank you so much for all the people gathered here. I pray through the Zoom call and through the sermon that we can get closer to each other, closer to you, Heavenly Mom, Dad, and really feel your love and connect to the greater purpose of just being a family, a one human family. So thank you so much for this opportunity today to be together And after this prayer, in our names, Francois and Motukara Croix, the Blessed Central Lacroix family, as owners of Channel Guk, Aju.
Adieu. So let's move now to our announcements for today. I hope you can see my screen okay. Thumbs up, please. Yes, good. Thank you. We're getting better at this. So first of all, happy Mother's Day. Bonne fête des mères tout le monde. Some of you may have received flowers from our second gen. I hope that they got to your place on time before the curfew. And thank you, and especially to those first Mother's Day. So this is Motoka and Paula on the screen here. And any other mothers, all the other mothers are veterans, I think. So happy Mother's Day. Tonight, there will be a victory celebration with True Mother that starts around 8 p.m. And you can go to tv.peacelink.live. The website has been sent out. For those of you that are on a two-way stream, you will have received a separate link, but this is for everybody to be able to watch the victory celebration with True Mother. And it may be that Mother will speak tonight, which is morning in Korea, of course. So tonight at around 8 p.m. Last night we had the Rally of Hope. I hope you had a chance to watch it. It was quite spectacular, and we had speakers from every zone of the world and also from every political perspective. And the result of that was, it was the closing also of the ILC 2021, where we had several hundred speakers from so many different zones, heads of state, political leaders, religious leaders, business leaders, media leaders, arts and entertainment leaders. What did I miss? Academics, who have all been mobilized to collaborate with us for the reunification of North and South Korea. There was also a cornerstone workshop. The schedule is pretty packed. So that was last night before the Rally of Hope, and will continue next Saturday night and also the following Saturday. To register for the workshop, you can check the link out here, and there's a little video clip of it. Also, this Tuesday, we have the WCLC prayer meeting at 5 p.m. for 45 minutes. You're welcome to join. We have Christian pastors speaking from across Canada and around the world. And also next Saturday from 1 till 4, we will have the WCLC Summit, and more information will be sent to you soon. And of course, on June the 5th, we have the True Mother's Blessing Fest at 6 p.m. on June the 5th, so you can register at peacestartswithme.com. All the more reason to check your emails regularly and to organize your emails so that you don't lose track of all these different appointments that you have online. And devotion as usual every morning at 6. And we have TribeNet at 8 on Tuesdays, and fellowship every Tuesday night at 22 hours or 10 p.m. and so forth. So please check your emails. The U.S. Service will stream through Zoom at 11 a.m. And this morning it is Canada's turn. Canada will be singing, or I guess praying and testifying, and the MC are Canadian. So we do that in service of the Americans every 6 weeks. And there are many more meetings, so please check your email. I can't emphasize enough. I think that we need other platforms through which you can be informed. We've got it on Facebook, we've got it on WhatsApp, and some things go on Kakao Talk. So, we're all modernized here. So let us continue now with the second song that Paula chose. It's The Mother. So off we go. Thank you. Well, such memories for some of us, and I'm sure actual experience for the new mothers among us. So without further ado, this morning the sermon will be delivered by none other than our very own Paula Duffy Sonoda, or Paula Sonoda, or what shall we call you? Paula, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. And yeah, just Paula will suffice. I also have a secret middle name. But yeah, good morning to everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and to all the people who have mothers, which is basically everyone. Carla asked me to speak a couple of months ago, and I didn't feel like I had anything to talk about, so I turned her down. But as time passed, I was, thinking as one does. And I had some, thoughts about motherhood that I thought I'd like to share with you on this special day. As Reverend Familero said, it's my first Mother's Day as a mom. Also, I need to say this out loud. I haven't given a sermon in a very long time, and I haven't given a sermon online ever before, not one that's streaming live on YouTube. So yeah, I had forgotten the feeling of getting moved by the music before speaking and feeling nervous and all that stuff. So that's how I'm coming this morning. But yeah, I chose the songs this morning, and I obviously chose the one previous to the sermon really with some intention. And I wanted to bring to your mind or your imagination a specific time in life. So if you've never been a parent, then you may have been remembering what life was like in your early childhood, waking up early and crawling into mom and dad's bed, or, walking to school with your parents, something like that. And if you are a parent, then hopefully you were reminiscing on that special time when your kids were very young. I think it's different to remember the facts versus remembering the feeling. And I think the music video kind of conveyed the feeling by showing kind of the reality of going through a day and the early mornings and what it's like at night. So I don't know how it was a little choppy for me. So maybe go and check it out later. But the singer, Brandy Carlisle, explained that she spoke with other parent friends before having her daughter, and she asked them what it was like to become a parent. She was kind of, apprehensive, or she wasn't sure how it was going to go for her. And they said, oh, this is what it's like. You're in the delivery room, and then you get hit by this colossal tidal wave of love the moment your child comes into the world. You just washes over you, and then you're a parent. So she was in the delivery room, and there was the baby, and she was waiting for this tidal wave of love. And she was waiting and it didn't really come. It didn't come right away. She basically said she felt nothing. And then she had a couple of months of feeling ashamed about that. And finally, she could start talking about that with her other parent friends. And they said, oh, yeah, me too. That thing I said about the tidal wave, that's just a thing we say, So this song was basically about her. This is how she puts it, her earning her love. Not her earning her daughter's love, because children, it's amazing. They love us because we meet their needs, and that's beautiful. But her earning her own love for her daughter, her kind of working and growing into that love that she has for her daughter, which I thought was beautiful. So as new parents, Kaz and I, and our baby is still young, so we feel like we have some time to talk and think about these things. We talk a lot about what kind of parents we want to be. We talk about our own childhood experiences. We talk about what life was like in our families, the good, the bad, the ugly, the musicals, everything. And yeah, so one time Kaz was asking me what, we were talking about what we feel like we inherited, how we take after what we inherited from our parents. So I want to put the question to you specifically, what you feel you inherited from your mother. And I want to do it in an interactive way. So I'm going to ask you to pull out another device if you can. If you can't, you can use the same device you're watching on, but I think it's easier if you have a second device. And open up your web browser. I'm going to do it at the same time as you, so I'm not speeding ahead. Open up your web browser and type www. Actually, I'm gonna do something funky and, oh no, I can't. Share screen. Yeah, I'm gonna write it for you on a whiteboard. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep, www.menti.com. And you're going to put, they're gonna ask you for a code. And the code, just a sec. Multitasking screen. The code, I'm also going to try to write 4501 7450, 4501 4501 7450. You're going to put in that code and it's going to take you to a question page. So if anyone has any trouble, maybe you can just unmute and ask me. But I wanted to do it like this because I know there are people live streaming as well, and not everyone can participate in the same way. So, so in this way, everyone can participate. So go to menti.com on your other device and put in the code. I'm going to do it myself, so I'm probably slower than all of you, and answer the question. So the question is asking you, can you see the question? I'll stop sharing my screen now. Yeah, so the question you should be seeing is, what did you inherit from your mother? So you can put in a word, up to 5 words, and actually you can submit multiple answers, and you can submit your 5 words and keep on submitting. It can be a physical trait, personality trait. It can be some aspect of your temperament. It can actually be, you know, if you inherited any like heirloom or physical object from your mother. What did you inherit, or kind of inherit? How do you take after? Really, what did you inherit from your mother? So you're putting in your answers, I hope. I have to find it now. And now I'm going to do this beautiful, oh, the number again, someone is asking. I'll put it in the chat. Wow, look at me. Technology 4501 4501 7450 7450. Here you go. 4501 7450. Oh, supposed to send it to everybody. I'm sorry, I'll put that again. There you go. Okay. So some people have gone through it already, are already typing in their answers. I'm just gonna share this screen now with you. You know, technology is wonderful, but there's a bit of a lag sometimes. Here, so share my screen, share my desktop, share my Menti. Are you seeing this? So maybe hands up for those who are in Zoom. Hands up if you're seeing it, or thumbs up if you're seeing what I'm sharing with you. Yeah. So this is a word cloud of the beautiful things you've received from your mother, or you've inherited from your mother. So I'm going to read out a few. And the way the word clouds work is that the word that people write the most often becomes the biggest word. So patience is a big one that people have received. Patience, unconditional love, beauty, walking the path less traveled, good education, care is getting up there, dedication, religion. We've got some long legs I saw, some fallen nature, independence, love of God, generosity, acceptance, Quakerism, sacrifice, stubbornness, gratitude. This is great. A similar face, love of language, love of charitable actions, a ring, grounding, kindness, good looks, love of proper word, hard work, intelligence. This is really high class tastes, gratitude, and knowing how to cook, depression, generosity, intellectuality, French, characters. Yeah, this is beautiful. You can keep on. Good education is getting up there. Yeah, okay. Care, good education, patience, fear. So good things, bad things, insecurity, perseverance, all these things we may have inherited from our mother. You can feel free to keep on adding words. When it's done, I'm going to receive this image from Menti, and I'll post it on the Facebook page so you guys can kind of have this memory if you'd like. But I'm going to stop sharing now and focus on what I wanted to say next. Yeah, so when my mother learned that I was blessed to a Japanese man, I'm kind of changing tones here, talking about my mother, but not directly what I inherited from her. I really resonate with a few of the things you guys said, though. So when my mother learned that I was blessed to a Japanese man, she bought me a book she had read on Japanese culture. So if anyone is from Japan and has spoken with my mother, you know very well that 2年日本で住んだ because she'll tell you. でしょ, Mama? She's lived in Japan for a couple of years. So she has that experience, and Japan has a kind of special place in her heart. And she gave me this book about Japanese culture, and I don't even remember the title of the book. I don't remember kind of anything about it, except there was this word in the book called on, which is kind of like a debt of gratitude. I spoke with my husband about this, like not long after, we were blessed and all that. And he was like, yeah, I don't really know what you're talking. Like I made this big deal about what is on, and it's like debt of gratitude, and like ongaishi, like paying back your gratitude. Anyway, it made a big impression on me. And there's this part in the book talking about how you receive this like debt of gratitude from your parents, and it is so huge. Everything that your parents do for you, it's like so big that you can't pay it back to your parents. So kind of with the culture of that debt of gratitude you receive, there is a culture of paying back what you receive. But you can't pay it back to your parents because it's so huge. So the only way you can pay it back is to pay it forward to your children. You can't repay your parents in this lifetime, so you pay the debt forward by loving, caring for, and raising your own children. So about raising children, I'm trying to link my thoughts all together. So I'm not great with transitions, but people working in the field of child development conclude that, it's obvious now, but it wasn't obvious in the past, that infants and young children need their parents to not only provide for their physical needs. It is important for their physical survival that their emotional needs are also met. So in the first half of the 20th century, the infant death rate in orphanages in North America and Europe was very high. In some places, it was like 100%. Infant is crazy. If a child was orphaned at birth, they didn't make it. And, we can talk about, maybe some places didn't have good physical conditions, but some places had, the physical conditions were fine. It's just there weren't enough staff for each child to get this kind of individual care. They didn't get touched a lot. Touch is huge in terms of infant development. And around the same period in hospitals, infections were a big scare. People were very afraid of germs and bacteria and people getting infected. So if an infant was in the hospital, nurses would wear surgical masks. They were instructed to, interact with and touch the children as little as possible. And the family visits were also limited. So both in these orphanages and these cases of infants who were hospitalized around the same time, there was this phenomenon called failure to thrive. Especially kids in the hospital are there to get better. We're preventing them from getting infections. They're supposed to get better, but they actually got worse. Some of them, just got really sickly and physically got worse. So this idea of failing to thrive, was said to be caused by emotional deprivation. Even though their physical needs were being met, they were starved for kind of the physical and emotional bonding experiences that are shared, particularly through touch and in other ways as well. So holding a child, nursing a child, caring for a child. Yeah, the baby monkeys. Yeah, exactly. The study on the rhesus monkey and how I'll just say it briefly for those who don't know. I won't get all the details right, but there was some study about monkeys. And so there's a baby monkey with two choices of a mother, like a fake mother. So one is a fake mother in the cage that's like kind of made of metal or something, made of some kind of hard substance. But that mother has like a water bottle attached or something, has some food attached that the monkey can actually choose to go to that mother and suck and get some kind of nutrition, milk. Thank you for correcting me. Some milk from the mother, the fake, inanimate object, which is like replacing a mother. Then there is another object in the same cage, which is, like a mother. Yeah, so this one is cold and hard. And this other one is like covered with a terry cloth or something. It's got some kind of soft covering, soft and comforting. Thank you. It doesn't have any food though. But more often than not, I think 100% of the time, I don't have those details, but the baby monkey would choose to go to the one that didn't have food because it was meeting that emotional and that physical need of like touch and care. So lots of studies on this topic. And so now we know it's very important. We have like this kangaroo care and skin to skin, you're giving birth and everybody tells you, yeah, you're skin to skin and you should do it with the father too. You're like, baby's naked on your chest and you're just, cuddling under a blanket. It's lovely. When you do that, it gives you oxytocin, the love hormone, the love chemical. So I wanted to give you an example of like how this bond, I'm sure, if you're a mother, you know what it's like, but maybe for those of you who, maybe it's been a while, you remember, but for those of you who maybe aren't a mother, aren't parents yet, I'm just gonna, I think we get some background noise from somebody.
Mute if you're not speaking, please.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Okay, we got him. We got the person.
Okay, great, thank you. So an example of how a mother might create this bond. So it's 3 a.m. The baby starts crying. The baby woke up for no apparent reason. Her body's still figuring out her sleep cycles. So if the baby were left to cry, her stress response would kick in, her cortisol levels would increase, and she wouldn't be able to calm back down by herself. She doesn't know how to self-regulate. So in comes mom. Mom picks up the baby, holds her close, rocks her, maybe nurses her. She makes some soft and soothing noises. She strokes her head or her back. So there's a word for these actions, and it is co-regulation. So regulating together. The mom stays calm, regulated, and she uses her body, her warmth, her touch, her voice, even the pace of her breathing and her heart rate to help the baby calm down. So it teaches the baby over time what it is to be regulated. You're kind of co-regulating, means both of you are regulating. One is helping the other come back down. And it also protects the baby from the effects of stress, which helps the baby become more resilient to stress over time. So I gave the example of mom walking in at 3 a.m. It could be dad. In some families, it's maybe very often dad, but I think in a majority of cases, the more empathic and nurturing role falls to mom. And that's the case in my place. So I want to go back to that music video we played before the sermon. In the song, the second verse says, the first things that she took from me were selfishness and sleep, talking about her daughter. So in this example I just gave, the baby wakes up at 3 a.m., mom comes in, soothes or co-regulates her back to sleep. But let's zoom out a little bit on that time frame. Let's imagine the probable reality that mom was also awake at 11 to feed the baby. She was also awake at 1 to feed the baby. And then maybe at 1 a.m. after nursing the baby back to sleep, finally the baby's asleep. And mom, her mind is going, she can't just sleep. So she pulls out her phone and she starts looking at, now this wasn't the reality for a lot of you, but let's just say I'm speaking from experience, recent experience. Mom is on her phone, at 1 a.m. She put the baby to sleep and she's scrolling. She's looking up something she's concerned for her baby about. For example, the color or texture of the baby's poop. the frequency of the baby's spit ups, any potential allergies, any skin issues, any breastfeeding difficulties, or any number of other possible things that new moms could be concerned about. I don't think I'm the only one who's that anxious, who was that anxious. I kind of eased off a little bit now. But so mom, at 1 a.m., she's looking it up, and finally her worrying brain is like having a hard time slowing down, but she just starts dozing off at like 2:58 a.m. And then 2 minutes later, in comes the baby, crying again, needing her again. Can you feel it? Do some of you remember that? Yeah. So I have a friend who asked me what it's like to be a mom. And I told her, kind of like in the song, that your baby takes your selfishness away. You know, you can't be selfish because you have this little creature whose life depends on you, whose needs are so big and constant. So my friend said, oh, okay. So you become selfless. You kind of like transform into this unconditional, selfless parent. And I was like, no, you don't change. You're still the same old selfish you, but you have to do more. You have to be more than you are. You have to be selfless anyway. Now, you know, I'm sure some of you remember, there's moments of pure joy in all this selfless sacrifice. You know, there's moments of kind of euphoria. You're holding I don't know for you, but I have moments where I'm holding the baby, I'm rocking the baby, and I'm like, oh, I'm so lucky. Maybe it's the oxytocin speaking, but I could rock you the whole night. I could just, you know, and that's like, it's a shimmering, you know, this kind of effervescent bubble of joy. And eventually your arms get tired and they feel like they're going to start to fall off, and that bubble pops, you know, and it's not, there's definitely moments of joy, but there's a lot of work and selflessness. So, question. How many of you remember those early days with your mother? How many of you remember being held as an infant, being nursed or rocked back to sleep? Hands up if you remember. Do you remember, you know, let's say the first year of your life? I'm going to be specific. Who remembers? Because I think mothers do that job for a long time. So I'll back up a bit. Who remembers this from their childhood at all? Being cared for, being held by their mother? Some of us remember in general in your childhood, kind of, you know, any time in your childhood. So some of us remember that, but some of us don't, some of us remember other things, but who remembers that first year of life? You know, the frequent wakings and the needs and the crying and the diapers and the feeding and the mom, she looked tired. No, we don't remember that. Why not? Because there's this phenomenon called childhood amnesia. We don't remember being born. Man, that would be dramatic. We don't remember being born. And even if we did, I don't think we could imagine what it felt like for our mother. But anyway, we don't remember being born. We don't remember anything, basically, up until kind of 2 or 3 years of age. That's when the earliest memories, it's not that the memories are gone. They may be there. There's still research out. It's up for debate, but we can't access those memories before the first 2 or 3 years of life. So I was rocking my baby back to sleep at 3 a.m. one morning. And I was thinking on, you know, we had that topic with Kaz and I, what have I inherited from my parents? What have I inherited from my mom? And it hit me, you know, rocking the baby at 3 a.m. I was like, this is what I inherited from my mom. I think I skipped a bit. Oh, I totally skipped a bit, but it's okay. This is what I inherited from my mom. I think the part that I skipped that I wanted to say was, you know, those early days of care and nurturing, and, you know, it teaches you stress, protects you from stress, and it helps you learn co-regulation, but it's also a foundation for your life. Those early days, being held by your mother, being touched, that empathic, nurturing care, your mother or your father, your parent. But it's a foundation for your life. And that's what I was thinking about at 3 a.m. I was like, okay, this is, you know, lots of things. You know, I've inherited my cheekbones and my love of languages and lots of different things, but this is a kind of invisible gift that I inherited from my mother. And it's what I'm giving to my daughter now, this foundation for her life, this selflessness, this bond. I'm breastfeeding as well, so I'm giving of my body, I'm giving my nutrients, I'm giving my bone mass even. But yeah, especially the nurturing care, because it's setting her up for a foundation of health and well-being, and it's protecting her, it's making her resilient against stress, it's going to help her learn to regulate her emotions. It's a gift that my daughter will have no memory of later in life. And this is the invisible gift that I inherited from my mother. A foundation for my life, for my health, for my well-being. The feeling that the world is a safe place, an inherently good place, because I felt safe and cared for by my mother in that early formative period. This is what I inherited from my mother and what I'm passing on to my daughter. And if she has children later, she'll pass it on, and maybe she'll understand that gift. But that's not why I give it. Not like, wait till it's your turn. I give it because it's my way to earn or grow into my love for my daughter. Not just a foundation for her life, but also a foundation for my identity as a parent or as a mother. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot also about the different roles of a mother and father, and kind of the feminist in me wants everything to be fair and equal. But I've come to realize, and I'm starting to accept, that that's not possible in many ways. My husband can't breastfeed. He also happens to be a very deep sleeper, lucky him. So don't get me wrong, he supports me in many ways. And his interaction style with our daughter is really complementary to mine. So, and he's also, earning or growing into his love for our daughter and becoming a father and all that. But I'm coming to understand that these roles aren't interchangeable, at least not in our family. And I'm learning to accept my role, the nature of my role as a mother. So I know everyone's experience is not the same, both as a mother and with your own mother. But I'd like you to take a moment to think about your own mother. If you're here today, most likely you've had at least some amount of time with this invisible gift that your mother gave you, these unremembered hours and hours of devotion and care, some kind of foundation for your development. So nobody gets it perfect. Not every mom does this in the same way. But if you're here, it's because of that gift she gave you. Even just like bringing you out into the world is not an easy thing. So I have one more question for you on menti.com. You can go to the Menti again. Hopefully you left it open. If you didn't, just look at the chat. The code is in the chat. And I'm going to, in my presentation, take you to the next page. How can I do that? Oh, there you go. And the question is very simple. It's, what is a mother? Oh, yeah, you should be able to see that now. I can't see you. Everyone can see that question on Menti? Thumbs up if you can, thumbs down if you have trouble. So those of you on YouTube Live as well, you can go into the Menti and just fill in a question. You could put maybe one word or a couple of words. You can put as many answer as many times as you like, but try to keep the answers short. What is a mother? Just keeping in mind that invisible, unremembered gift that your mother gave you. Give you some time to think about that and enter your answers. And I'm going to share my screen and we can see them as they start coming in. Can you see this? See the shared screen? Yeah. Actually, it wasn't very clear for me. I need someone to give me a thumbs up. Can you see the shared screen? Thank you, Frankie. Okay. All right, so we're seeing some beautiful answers here. What is a mother? Again, it's a word cloud. So the word that's the biggest is a word that people are writing a lot. Many people share the same feeling. So words that describe a mother: sacrifice, loving, caring, unconditional love, source of love, unselfish, giver, love, teacher, example. Caring is getting up there, source of love, yeah. Model. Trustworthy. Teachers getting bigger. And, you know, like I say, everybody has different worries. Worries is there. A push. Everybody has different experiences. So a lot of people are writing very positive things, and it's beautiful. And I think, you know, we see the word teacher, and we can learn from our parents in different ways. You know, we can learn from them if they've been a wonderful example. We can also learn from the mistakes they've made. And that can be a motivation to take the good and improve on the less good and try to become the kind of parent we want to be. Unrequited love, a friend, encourage, a baseline, patience, affection, unselfish, train, hard work, education, source of intuition. So again, the big ones: sacrifice, caring, loving, love, teacher. I'm going to say again, you can continue to childbearer, yeah, has that role for sure. You can continue to add your words in, and once I have the once this is over, I'm going to send you the image, and you know, I'll send you the image, and if you'd like, you can share it with a mother in your life. If your mother is still on the earth, you can share it with her. She can receive images digitally. Go her. Otherwise, you might have another mother in your life, you know, a sister, an aunt, a daughter who's a mother. And I'd encourage you as well to connect with these people after the service. You know, these mothers are, I'm going to say it, we are super women. So give your mom a call if you can. And if she's no longer reachable by earthly telephone, then, you know, send her a prayer and thank her for the debt of gratitude that you can only repay by paying it forward. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Parent, good morning. Thank you for this beautiful day, this day which we dedicate to mothers all over the world, and a day in which we can maybe connect as well to you as a mother, to the care and nurturing we've received in the gift of our life, the gift that we've received from you and that we've received from our own mothers. Yeah, I think what a gift actually to have this life, have all these experiences. We wouldn't be here without our mother, our physical mother and our heavenly mother. So all I can express at this point in time is gratitude, and I pray that gratitude can be shared among everyone here and returned, paid forward, and also returned to our mother. I report this in all of our names gathered here, and in my name, Paula, Sonoda of a Blessed Central Family. Aju.
Well, thank you, Paula. That was beautiful. We will move on now to the last song that Paula chose. What's it called?
Superwoman. Feel free to sing, dance along.
Was it Superhero or Superwoman?
Superwoman, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.